Happy Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Melissa Frey here in the Alaska's Weather Source Weather Center, and we are talking all things weekend to get you ready for what is now, I'm just calling it summer. We're into summer now officially in Alaska. People are already camping and trying to get out, do some fishing, or at least prepare for it, hiking, all the things. And I know this time of year, a lot of people want to be outside as much as possible. So I want to make sure you have the weather information that you need to know to be able to spend that time outdoors and be prepared at the same time. So let's get right to it. Here's those weather headlines. What's coming next for us? Clouds, they're sticking around in South Central. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. We do have some light weekend rain. I'm going to get much more in depth into that. But if you do have plans to spend any time outside, I'll let you know when and where and how much rain you should expect. Now, our temperatures, they are continuing to slowly warm. We're already seeing that here today, and that trend is one that continues not only into the weekend, but next week and a little sneak peek. I already looked ahead to Memorial Day weekend, and yeah, that warming trend continues for you then as well. We are going to again see the cloud cover sticking with us. This is a time lapse over Anchorage today from Glen Alps, and what's interesting to me with a weather pattern like what we're seeing right now, these are technically overcast skies, mostly cloudy. From this vantage point, you can't even see any blue sky peeking through yet. If you're sitting in Midtown like I am, it feels sunny. You can feel the sunshine coming in through the windows, and it does feel sunny. And it's because those clouds are thin, they are higher, and there are some breaks just depending on which direction you're looking. And that is going to continue to be the case as we head through the weekend and into next week as well. So again, when we say mostly cloudy or partly sunny, just know in this particular case, it will also come with some sun breaks. So look at how today has compared to yesterday. So the blue line is yesterday with temperatures, and you can see we are already trending warmer since about 4 o'clock this morning. Those temperatures have been climbing, leveling out at the moment, but that shows you that trend of warmer temperatures. Again, it's only a few degrees, 2 to 3 degrees, not a big difference, but you add 2 to 3 degrees each day, and by this time next week, we will be seeing temperatures much closer to 60 degrees, if not in the low 60s. Now, we are seeing wet conditions in Southeast. This is the view in Ketchikan. You can see those raindrops nonstop overnight. Poor visibility this morning, fog, low cloud cover, even as those cruise ships are heading back out to port. And this is one of the areas that we're going to continue to see that more consistent heavy rain even as we head into tomorrow. So those clouds lifting a little bit, and temperature's not bad. It's 50 degrees right now in Ketchikan, but again, we will see again wet conditions for you. It's 1/1800ths of an inch of rain that has fallen so far in Ketchikan. So again, we're not talking record-setting rain, no concerns of a flooding or anything like that. But if you're out in it, especially if you're doing some outdoor recreation, 1/1800ths of an inch is going to make a difference. As you saw on the camera, that's like consistent, non-stop light rain. Meanwhile, in South Central, dry conditions for now from Anchorage north. Fairbanks dry, the slope dry, western side of the state is dry as well. We are seeing a little bit of light rain in Seward, 600ths of an inch for you, 500ths of an inch in Homer. And those areas will continue to see rain heading into this weekend. We're also going to see those showers pushing out across Prince William Sound. Now, this month, it has felt a little cool to me. And when you look at the past 4 days, well, it has been cooler than average. Blue is cooler than average, red is warmer, and it all kind of evens out. In fact, when you take all of the high and low temperatures here over the past 15 days, our average temperature is 45.4, just 4/10 of a degree below a normal temperature for this time of year. So again, when it all averages out, this is a pretty typical start to a May for us. And when you look at the precipitation, we've only had measurable rainfall 5 days this month, but we had that record-setting rain back on the 12th, this Monday. Again, that was record setting, and if we didn't have that, we would be well under the seasonal rainfall. But with that, we're now actually quite a bit above. Typically, we'd expect just over 1/4 of an inch, and now we're at 6/10 of an inch. Fairbanks, really similar conditions. Again, Temperatures averaging out to be about a degree cooler than normal for you, but seeing again a mix of temperatures above and below normal throughout the month. And then looking at rainfall in the interior, we have only seen rain 2 days this month. In fact, it has now been more than 10 days since we've had measurable rainfall, and that was only 1/100th of an inch. So it is dry. We're still seeing some melting snow, so that's helping a little bit, but it is dry, and that's actually normal. So far we've had a 1/4 of an inch. That's about what we would expect. So again, it is dry. Keep that in mind as we start to kick off the fire season. So looking at the upper level pattern, I just want to show this to you because see how those greens and teals are sitting over the entire state of Alaska. Those are those cooler temperatures about halfway up into the atmosphere, and we have kind of that U shape. We call that a trough that is sitting across most of the state. That's low pressure, and it does help to support those storms developing at the surface, and that's going to stick with us through the weekend and into next week. The opposite of this would be a big ridge. Those are those yellows and oranges, which are nowhere near Alaska right now. When you get that ridge, that actually blocks storms, clears us out. You get a sinking atmosphere, you get evaporation happening, and that's how you get those crystal clear skies, which you may remember many of us just experienced that last weekend over Mother's Day weekend, and that's why we saw the warmest temperatures we had seen so far this season. But right now, again, it's the opposite of that. But with that said, we also don't have any other storms heading our direction. So we're just sitting kind of in between. Again, not too hot, not too cold, no big storms, but also nothing to clear us out. And that's why we're still just seeing the consistent cloud cover and the chances for some light rain here and there. More of that. Again, jet stream is aimed right at southeast. That's where we're seeing those wet conditions. Just 50 degrees right now in both Juneau and in Ketchikan. We've also seen those light rain showers off and on throughout the Aleutians up into the Alaska Peninsula. In fact, King Salmons had record rainfall yesterday. Northern half of the state, completely different story. A lot more sunshine, warmer temperatures in the interior, still a bit cool on the slope, just 19 right now in Dead Horse. And we are still in breakup. Now, the southern half of the state, again, most of the Kuskokwim and even most of the Yukon has broken up. On this map, when you see those dark blues and teals, that shows you where the water is opening. The threat for an ice jam, again, pretty much non-existent because all that ice has broken up. It's melted and it's moved downstream. But any area that you see highlighted there in white, those are rivers that are still mostly ice. That means that ice still has to break up and move downstream, and ice jams are still possible. So if you live along one of those river systems near the Brooks Range, Slope, even into Seward Peninsula, it's really important that you're still monitoring those water levels very closely until all of that water is open. We do currently have a flood watch in effect for Buckland. That is where the river came up this week, about 2 feet. There is still room for it to climb further, but again, something that we're going to monitor there very closely. Okay, let's talk about that weekend forecast. Again, on this map, green shows you rain, the white shows you the cloud cover, and you can see it's the southern half of the state that still has the cloud cover that is beginning to inch a little bit further to the north, especially up the west coast. Some showers from Hooper Bay into Norton Sound. Also still seeing those scattered showers in Prince William Sound, and as you head into southeast, those are the areas that we're going to see that consistent rainfall. Again, if you are spending any time outside, even going for a walk, you probably want a rain jacket, something with a hood, if you don't want to get, again, completely soaked, as we will still see a 1/10 to a 1/4 of an inch of rain in those places. But zooming in here closer to south central Anchorage, dry for the most part, but at times we do still have that chance of an isolated shower moving through. So again, as we head through the day on Saturday, couple hundredths of an inch of rain is possible if you happen to be under one of these showers as they develop. And then we'll continue to see those chances even heading into Sunday and then through the middle part of next week as well. Again, a different scenario than if you're there on the coastal areas where that rain will be more consistent. And I will just pause here for a moment to say this type of weather forecasting is actually probably one of the most difficult. It is far more difficult to forecast those individual little isolated rain showers, chances for light rain, where the clouds are going to develop in a pattern like this compared to some major storm system moving in off from the Pacific. If you have a storm that is well developed, you can track it, you can monitor it, and you can forecast how it's going to develop and change and where it's going to go. But in this situation, we don't have that. All we have is an atmosphere that has a lot of moisture in it, and then you have some little disturbances in that could possibly bring out some additional moisture from those clouds. So it's tricky for me to be able to tell you where exactly those isolated showers could set up. So I'm going to say this: if you are camping this weekend, if you're planning on going on an extended hike this weekend, you're spending, again, a significant time outdoors, even if you're putting up a garage sale this weekend where you plan to be outside for, 6 hours with your stuff there on the lawn or in the driveway, I would be prepared for at least some light rain, regardless of where you are in South Central, because we do have that potential, and you want to be prepared for that. Now, if you're just planning on, walking down to the park, walking the dog, going for a run, I wouldn't worry about it too much as long as you're not in Seward or across Prince William Sound. Again, we are going to see light rain developing at times, but it's not going to be widespread and it's not going to be especially heavy. Once we get into Monday, those chances do decrease for that light rain. We should even get some sun breaks in the mix, but I do expect more rain on the way Tuesday night into Wednesday, and I'll show you that here on the 7-day forecast in just a minute. But looking at the forecasted precipitation totals again, as of 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, Saturday, you notice Anchorage has a 0, Kenai has a 0, Homer has 1/100th of an inch, and even Wasilla just 4/100ths of an inch. So again, these showers, they are light and they are isolated. But if you're in Seward, be prepared for that heavy rain. Valdez, Cordova, Glen Allen, that's where we're going to see better chances for those showers. Okay, now as we push overnight Saturday into Sunday, you see those new numbers do start to climb, even for Wasilla, Anchorage, and Kenai. So that's what I mean when you need to be prepared for that chance for an isolated shower. But at this point, again, the weekend's wrapping up. Whittier, Valdez, Cordova, we're seeing more than 1/2 inch of rain in those locations. So again, that's something that you really want to be prepared for. In Southeast, we are going to again continue to see that consistent rainfall for you. We'll see about 1/2 inch in Juneau, about 7/10 in Yakutat, but just light rain as you head out along the western side of the state. Fairbanks starting to see chances for some light rain this weekend. Again, same story as what we're seeing in South Central. At this point, any rain in the interior would really be a good thing because we do need it. Okay, let's talk about those numbers. Temperatures overnight tonight dropping to the low 40s, low to mid 50s during the day. We are going to see mostly cloudy conditions in Kenai, Soldotna, and then chances for those scattered showers in Homer and Seward, even into Kodiak as well. Rain is more likely, more consistent, and heavier across Prince William Sound, and because of that, your temperatures are also going to be a little bit cooler, only reaching a high temperature of 49 in Whittier and Cordova, low 50s in Valdez. Warmer as you head into the Copper River Basin, up to 57, but you'll likely see scattered showers there tomorrow as well. In the Matsu, mostly cloudy. I did put in showers more likely from Willow north. You get closer to the Alaska range, those mountains will help to produce some additional lift, even up near Hatcher Pass, some additional lift. So again, if you're in the coastal areas or if you're up into the mountains, that's where you need to be prepared, again, for chances for more rainfall. Wasilla, Palmer, yeah, you could see a shower, you see a little drizzle, but otherwise mostly cloudy, and those high temperatures for you back into the mid 50s. For Anchorage, mid 40s overnight, mid 50s during the day, mostly cloudy. Again, winds will be out of the southeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour, so not too strong, but you'll notice it if you're outside for an extended period of time. And looking ahead to that 7-day forecast, again, chances for light rain continue for us here on Sunday. Drier for Monday, but then we do have another little disturbance pushing through Tuesday night into Wednesday. Rain increasing for you, but look at these temperatures. Look how consistent they are. Again, ranging as low as 54 and as warm as 56 degrees. So pretty consistent, a little bit warmer once we get into Thursday and Friday. Do expect it to kick up another notch once we head into Memorial Day weekend. Also overnight, those temperatures are very consistent, only ranging 2 degrees. It's kind of ridiculous how much time I spend going, okay, 43 or 44, and looking at the data that supports one or the other. So we do spend some time on that, but even so, again, not changing a whole lot. Okay, looking at southeast forecast, again, we are going to see, again, those temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Rain showers are going to stick with you. Again, it's going to be pretty consistent. Ketchikan, Sitka will see some breaks in the afternoon. A little bit warmer for Ketchikan at 55, Skagway up to 55 as well. Through the interior, it's warm in Fairbanks again, 65 degrees for your Saturday. You're going to see that sunshine to start the day, increasing clouds through the afternoon. Eventually, we'll see chances for some light rain. I do expect most of that, though, to hold off until Sunday. Winds are a little bit breezy and healy, and we'll see mostly cloudy conditions there as well. For the slope, mostly cloudy, temperatures are warming almost to that freezing mark for you there tomorrow. 34 for the high temperature at Anaktuvuk Pass, and out west, again, we are seeing those scattered showers working their way up the west coast. So Kotzebue, Galena, Nome, Unalakleet, these are areas we have not seen much rain. It is on the way, but drier conditions to the south, just mostly cloudy conditions for you there. Look at these temperatures again, back up to 60 in Galena, nearly 60 in McGrath as well. Through the Alaska Peninsula into the Aleutians, the showers are wrapping up. Again, earlier I mentioned record rainfall there yesterday, but now we are starting to see improving conditions. So you'll hold on to some cloud cover, some breezy winds in Cold Bay, but otherwise pretty quiet conditions there through the Aleutians. And for the interior 7-day forecast, again, continuing to warm, mid 60s. That is consistent through the weekend and through next week. Eventually seeing chances for some showers again. Even Sunday, you could see chances for some showers. So do be prepared for that. We are almost in the land of midnight sun. It sure feels like it. Anchorage, sunset tonight, 10:44. We're up to 17 hours and 35 minutes of daylight. Of course, we continue to climb all the way until solstice, which is there at the end of June, June 21st. Fairbanks, sunset 11:14. You're up to nearly 19 hours of daylight. Juneau up to nearly 17 hours of daylight with the sunset at 9:21. Your sunrise is earlier. That has to do with the latitude, but also has to do just with where you are in the time zone. And Bethel, again, seeing a sunset almost 11:30 tonight with almost 17 and a half hours of daylight. Hey, I want you to send me your pictures as you are out and about recreating this weekend. Hopefully the weather is great for you or that you're prepared for it either way. Let me know what the conditions are like where you are. Share your pictures and videos. I'm hoping that we can just get a flood of fun pictures proving that the summer recreation season is here. Do be safe if you're headed into higher elevations into the backcountry. We do still have a lot of snow on the ground, so important that you watch out for that. Even out at Byron Glacier last weekend, we had an avalanche out there. So do be safe in that regard. Be prepared for those quick changing conditions with showers developing if you're into the mountains. But again, if you have some pictures, some pretty pictures, some cloud pictures, I'd love to see what you're doing while you are out and about. And we're going to try and give you this consistent weekend planner each week. So check back here Thursdays and Fridays. We're going to get you up to speed. So look back here for your weekend forecast. Otherwise, we are going to see you again here tonight at 4 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10. We'll see you then.